weekend up against the Pies?
Yeah, always. They're obviously a huge club. They're 7-4 and going along nicely, so I'm sure they'd like to get a victory going into their bye. But we're confident that we're playing reasonable footy and looking forward to another huge challenge.
You've had 2 wins on the trot now. I mean, the confidence must be sort of bubbling over now.
Yeah, definitely. The place feels a bit better. Obviously you come in on a Monday with a win, which is good. But in saying that, Mac is quite consistent in his message, and we've still got a lot of work to do. And we're looking forward to the challenge this week against the Pies and hopefully improving on what we've done in the last couple of weeks.
How did everyone sort of recover after the heat of Darwin and all of the expectations up there and the win as well?
Yeah, I think it's good that we've got a bye after it. Obviously, we're a pretty young list. We enjoyed recuperating from Darwin and had a couple of days off, but definitely back into training and looking forward to the main session today.
And how did you handle the break personally? Did you go away or?
Yeah, just the weekend off. We had a long weekend, which you don't really get in footy too often, so that was enjoyable. Just had some quality family time and, as I said, rested the old body up and ready to go for the second half of the year.
How crucial mentally is it to just get away from the club for a couple of days, especially at this point of the season?
Yeah, it is. It is, both physically and mentally, I think, to try and get away from footy, even though I watched 3 games over the weekend. But not to have to worry about, preparing yourself to play for a game that weekend, I think is important. Every guy will be different on how they go about doing that. As I said, I love footy and watched it, but other guys would totally get away from it. And I think the guys came in bouncing on Tuesday and ready to go for the second half of the season.
It's been an interesting year for you personally. I mean, you've started as a sub a couple of times. I mean, how have you found that this year?
Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I understand the situation that I'm in personally and where the club's at. As I said, we've got a young list and I'm really enjoying helping develop those young players come along and hopefully understand how difficult it is to play at AFL level.
What about someone like Luke Delhouse? I mean, how have you influenced his career so far?
You'd probably have to ask him, but he's helped me as well. He's very energetic, and again, I've just tried to help him understand the demands of the game, and obviously he's getting a little bit more attention this year because he's a high quality player, and we just continually chat, and he pretty much coaches himself and goes about it the right way. He works really hard, and he's vital to the team. He puts enormous pressure on, and we love having him in our side.
Just given you coming off the week's break, I mean, do you lose any of that momentum you've picked up with a couple of wins, and does it take a while to sort of, get yourself back into it after the week off?
Time will tell, I suppose, on Sunday twilight when we go out there, but I'm sure we'll get a pretty hard session out there on today in the main session, and that'll keep the intensity up. We'll do a bit of physical stuff and make sure that we are ready, and I think you probably see it more of as a positive, freshen up and ready to go and go at Collingwood really hard.
You should have a couple of... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, Collingwood coming off a 6-day break. I mean, do you think maybe you'll be able to run out the game better than that?
I think teams are that professional now, and I saw the hangar last night, and I saw not the hangar, what is it? The club. I saw their facilities. They went straight back after the game, and I'm sure they'll be ready to go, and that's what we're expecting.
They're a different side, Collingwood, this year. They've got a lot of younger players coming through. It must be sort of... You have to keep an eye on them, don't you, as they're evolving? Yeah,
totally changed. I think we did the opposition analysis just then, and there's a lot of guys that they've got out through injury and things like that, so we'll definitely be researching and making sure we're fully aware of those younger players and making sure we're right on ball, ready to go on Sunday.
You should have a couple of guys coming back this week. Adam Cooney, Matthew Boyd, have you heard on their progress?
Yeah, they'll have to get through training today, and we'll see how they go, but they're excited about hopefully getting out there on Sunday.
Chris Judd's made some interesting comments overnight just about the rules and the AFL tinkering with rules during the, and him being conscious about that when he's playing a game. Do you have personal issues with that, or do you resonate with the comments that he's made?
I didn't read them, but I can understand where he's coming from. But players adjust. That's what we're paid to do, and whatever gets thrown at us, we tend to adjust. It takes time sometimes, and I think I'm really happy with the way the game's going, and I like enjoying it as a spectacle. And but I can understand where he's coming from.
I guess, can I put it to you this way, that when you're on the field playing the game, do you ever pull back just a little bit because of what you may feel the umpire might decide, that sort of thing?
I'm not inside the contest like Juddy as much, so I think we're aware of it. I think, but as I said, we adjust and we evolve. with the rules, and most of the time the changes are for the welfare of the players. So I'm fully understanding of that, and I think if we adjust as players, I think it's going to be better for the welfare. And I suppose you don't really think about that too much when you're a 21, 22-year-old, but I think as you get older, I think, and it's something that the players have got to take a bit of responsibility for, is the welfare of not only when they're playing, but for future when they turn 35, 40, 50, these sort of things. You don't think about that when you're in the present, but when you get older and you've got a family and stuff like that, I think you do think about it more.
Just on adjusting, Collingwood have just employed leading teams. It's something you guys have been involved with for a while. What is the adjustment for players when they just come into that program for the first time?
Just reading from afar, and I don't know how their program's set up, but I think it's different for each club. So it's just a leadership program. It gives you an opportunity to speak your word, and everyone speaks their word, I think, in the playing group. And I enjoyed it when we had it here, but I'm sure it'd be different at Collingwood to what it was here.
Was it confronting though for you guys when you first started it?
I think it was just honest and open. Yep.
You're obviously a really big footy fan, not just a footballer. You watch a lot of footy. How are you putting a lot of thought into your career at the end of the season and going on for another year at all at this point?
Not too much. I'm enjoying trying to get my body right each week and helping those younger players, like I spoke about before, to be the best that they can. We'll deal with that when it happens at the end of the year, but I'll definitely stay involved in footy. I love the game, and it's given so much to me, and hopefully I can give a bit back as my life goes on.
And what sort of area would you be interested in? Coaching, or what sort of aspect would you be interested in?
Don't know, wherever I can get a job. Got to put food on the table. So, but as I said, I love footy, and looking forward to whatever happens for the rest of my life.
Thanks guys.